Okay, so now we are looking at winding our floss onto our bobbins. You can see that I have most of the colors done with pre-existing thread that I have, but there are two that I have not yet done, and that is number 6 on this list, which is the electric blue dark. See number 6 or 995, and then I also need to do number 7, the 3844, right turquoise dark. So the first one I'm going to do is number 6. Now I will typically write the number here, number 6, so I know what floss color it is. It's not super important, just a habit of mine. And then that's color 995. I always put the DMC number up in the upper right hand corner. And then here, this is number 7, and that color number is 3844. So then to take them off of the card, first separate out the long tendrils, and then these are just held on by a simple hitch knot, or whatever kind of knot it is. I don't really know. I'm not a knot person. Normally I break knots open. Or undo them, I guess. But kind of just pull it off the card, unfold it, and then you're going to take one strand at a time and start winding, making sure that you do cover up that tail, and I always make sure that I do my best to distribute the floss. Now there are these two little slashes down at the bottom where you could just tuck it in if you only had one string to wind, which if you don't have a lot of that color on your pattern, you're not going to have as much thread. The thread amount does correspond to the color, or to the I should say the amount of floss you have. This corresponds to the amount of floss needed on the pattern to complete it, plus a little bit of a buffer. If you have more than one, I just have the little tail sit, and then make sure that my first couple of passes with the second string cover that tail up, and then I continue winding, making sure that I get an even distribution. Again, at the end, hold, cover, and just keep going until all of that color and sometimes your tail is going to wind up on the back. That's okay, not a big deal. Just again, make sure that you're covering it as you're adding additional threads, and that just keeps the bobbin nice and neat. And just like that, and this, since this is the last of the thread, this one I am going to take and wind here on the little part, couple of passes, tuck it in, and then you have a nice neat bobbin to go along with the rest. And then I'm going to do the same here for color number 7. Take it off the card. Now on some, this pattern only has 10 colors. On some patterns, you will find that there are 2 cards. If you have more than 12 colors in your pattern, you will find that there are multiple cards. So Your position sheet will say which card. They'll be labeled card A or card B. And they will look a lot prettier than this one. Again, this was just a leftover from another kit that I've done. It'll say card A, card B, and give you the position number. In rare cases, I might get a little tricky if there's like, say, 13 colors. If I don't want to give you a whole another card with one color, I may double up, and then there would be 2 in position 11 or 12 or whatever number I chose. Keep in mind that the color name at that point will be important. So like I'll do a white, and you know, I would do it next to, say, another color that's very different, like an avocado green. So you'd have number 1 and number 9 in the same spot, but those two are very different colored, so there would be no guessing as to which color is which. But I'm going to wind on number 7 here in a moment. And then we can start with the pattern.